Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the routine weekly briefing for Central North Carolina, covering the period from today, October 2nd, to Wednesday, October 8th. I'm Jimmy Danko, a meteorologist here at the National Weather Service in Raleigh. So let's go ahead and get started. First, looking at the upcoming weather pattern for Central North Carolina, it's pretty quiet for the most part through at least this weekend, with high pressure firmly in control over New England and extending south into the mid-Atlantic. So that will bring dry and autumn-like weather to our area through the weekend. Temperatures today and tomorrow will be below normal, with highs mainly in the lower to mid 70s. A couple degrees warmer tomorrow compared to today, but should be pretty similar. And tonight and tomorrow night will be crisp and cool, with lows in the mid 40s to low 50s, and then maybe some mid 50s by tomorrow night. But overall, both nights should feel quite autumn-like. And then as we head into this weekend, as that high moves offshore into the Atlantic, we start to get more southerly flow. A warming trend will begin, with highs getting into the mid 70s to 80 this weekend, and then upper 70s to lower 80s early next week. And as far as precipitation chances, again, it looks dry through this weekend, and then Monday and Tuesday, with that southerly flow off the Atlantic, we may start to get some moisture, and if an upper disturbance moves across, like some models are showing, we may get some isolated showers, especially across the south on Monday and Tuesday. But overall, any amounts look to be very light. And then Wednesday, we start to get a better chance for some showers and maybe even storms ahead of a cold front that will be approaching from the west. So accumulated precipitation forecast through the next 5 days are 0. Through Monday, the Weather Prediction Center does not have any measurable rainfall expected across Central North Carolina. And so not surprisingly, there is no heavy rain or flash flood threat the next several days either, and no severe threat the next few days. So looking at the tropics, this is as of the 11 a.m. advisory this morning for the National Hurricane Center. There's a few areas that they're monitoring. Imelda is now a strong post-tropical cyclone over the central Atlantic, now east of Bermuda, and it has maximum sustained winds of 75 miles an hour, but it is moving east and then will be moving northeast into the North Atlantic over the next several days. So any effects will be well to the east of the continental U.S., other than just some maybe continued rough surf across parts of the East Coast. The other areas that are being watched, one is actually just east of southern Florida and the northern Bahamas area. There's an area of low pressure that may form over the next couple of days along a remnant frontal boundary. But any additional development would be slow. It's going to be moving west across land, Florida, and so they only give it a 10% chance of development. The other area is actually a tropical wave that's expected to emerge off the west coast of Africa over the next day or two, and that could have some slow development, but again, the chances over the next 7 days, they only have it at 20%. So looking at the drought now, with the lack of rain that we've had lately, there's many parts of especially eastern North Carolina that are really dry now. This image shows the 60-day departure from normal precipitation, so going back to the beginning of August. And you can see that a lot of eastern North Carolina, including our easternmost counties, are 4 to 8 inches below normal in rainfall. And even further west, a lot of our area is slightly drier than normal. You really have to go to the foothills and mountains to see above normal precipitation in some areas. So with that, the latest North Carolina drought update that was just released this morning shows that the D1 moderate drought area has now expanded across the coastal plain compared to last week, and now it covers pretty much our entire coastal plain. And there were improvements over the foothills where there was some heavy rain over the last week. But eastern North Carolina has still been very dry, and unfortunately, while it was good that Hurricane Idalia turned away before making landfall, eastern North Carolina missed out on the heavy rain that was really needed to put a dent in this drought. In fact, like there's a CocoRaw station actually in the Rocky Mount area, for example, that is only that's had just 3 inches of rain in since the beginning of August, and many parts of this northern central coastal plain have just gotten 3 to 4 inches. So it's been quite dry out there. And looking at the beyond just the next week, for the 8 to 14 day outlook, you can see from the Climate Prediction Center that they have our area in a 40 to 60% chance of above normal temperatures. So above normal temperatures are favored during that period, and there's really no strong signal either way for precipitation chances, drier or wetter than normal. Just for reference, average highs that time of year are generally in the low to mid 70s and lows in the low to mid 50s. So with the dry conditions over the next week, at least through early next week, we're not really expecting any hazardous weather. As we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, that's when we start to maybe get a limited threat for some lightning as storm chances begin to increase ahead of that cold front. So overall, we're expecting dry conditions from high pressure through at least this weekend. Cool and crisp weather today and tomorrow, lows dropping into the mid to upper 40s in the coolest spots, low to mid 50s in more urban areas tonight and tomorrow night. And then we start to warm up gradually this weekend and into early next week, with highs getting back into the upper 70s to low 80s by early next week. And only an isolated shower is possible on Monday and Tuesday. The next real chance for more widespread rain comes on Wednesday ahead of a cold front. And we're not really expecting any hazardous weather at this time during the period. Okay, that concludes the weekly briefing. Thanks for listening.